What's up, everyone? This is Time to Wrestle with Suplexus. I'm joined by,
Piledriver.
and we're repping our SummerSlam 2019 merchandise because we were there for that weekend. About 5 years later, almost 5 years, SummerSlam 2024. We got some people that were in the company back then. We got some new faces. We got some people who quit the company, went to another company, got suspended, and then got fired, and then came back to this company. You got all sorts of people. But let's get into the card.
Well, speaking of somebody leaving the company, getting fired, and coming back to the company, let's talk about CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the guest referee. First of all, I think that Seth is going to have a different referee outfit than he had today at Monday. So we're recording this on Monday, so Monday Night Raw.
Immediately after Raw.
Yeah. So I think he's going to have a different outfit. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's going to be something flamboyant. It's Seth Rollins. Some of his gear hits, some misses, but it's going to be something wacky.
I hope that the lights go off and just like Jericho's jacket, his stripes light up.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins, speaking of him, SummerSlam 2019, we saw him win Universal title in the main event, beating Brock Lesnar. So
Didn't see that one coming.
nobody in the arena thought he was winning. Yeah.
All right. Well, who do you have? CM Punk or Drew?
I Okay, the easy one to predict would, I feel like One Direction Drew makes sense. I think they do Punk. I think Rollins accidentally helps Punk win, just like Shawn Michaels did to Bret Hart at the SummerSlam 1997. Hurt and Soul, I believe it was called. So I think that happens. Maybe Punk double turns it. I don't think he's gonna. But if you watch my Bad Blood video, you know what I want. So I got CM Punk though. What about you?
I have to go with Drew. Drew's got to win. They can't keep breaking my heart every single pay per view with not only Drew losing, but the way he loses. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I think that he wins. He finally beats Punk, and he's like, I'm done with Punk, and he moves on. And maybe shenanigans somehow Punk blames Seth for the loss because maybe something happened and just Seth distracted him, pulled him off him. I don't know, whatever happens. And then he goes after him next. So I'm going with Drew.
Cry me a river.
It's real
CM
good.
Punk's winning. All
Okay.
right.
Well, what do you think with Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship?
This feels like a match Braun Breaker needs to win after Money in the Bank. If they want to build him up, I think Money in the Bank, looking back, it was a okay call. It was okay. SummerSlam, do or die kind of. Braun Breaker should win. And if I was booking the show, maybe this should open or the Punk match. A side note, I think one of those two opening the show would be excellent. So I'm going Braun Breaker.
I think what they're setting up is I think that the Judgment Day, some peeps from the Judgment Day are going to interfere, and that's going to cause Sami to lose the match, and Braun is going to win. So I agree with you. I think the Judgment Day interferes, and that's going to set up Jay and Sami as a tag team trying to go after those tag team championships because they're not really doing much with main event Jay. So I'd hate to see them do nothing with him and put him back in a tag team, but at least that would be something. And then I think that might build up to eventually War Games with
Yeah, William Regal right
yeah,
here.
yeah, or
Yeah.
just something like that, some sort of old bloodline faction. They need Jay and Sami to join up with Roman and Jimmy again versus Solo, and then like
My
what like all that,
dog.
yeah, all that
Yep.
stuff, right? But I think so. I think that's how they kind of adding to the setup. I hope so. I'm also agreeing with you in saying Braun Breaker.
So another thing on top of that Jey Uso Sami Zayn thing, they did pin the champions a couple weeks ago. It felt kind of random, but that could be a direction they go in. So no, let's go. It's I'm losing. That wasn't the best one, but yeah, Braun Breaker.
Okay. If it was a triple threat, you would have been cutting a different promo about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next match that we have is Logan Paul, champion, U.S. champion,
Boo.
versus L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
going L.A. Knight.
me too.
I hope
He's
he.
gonna stick 7 balls of prime up his ass.
They
Yeah.
got it. They just put a belt on him already. Like, let's go. And Logan Paul, like, he's not even wrestling and defending it. So I just, yeah, I don't see the point.
Yeah. Logan Paul is losing at SummerSlam. Yeah.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, the champion. Unlike the graphic that said Rhea Ripley was the champion today
Yes,
on Monday
on
Night
Monday
Raw.
Night Raw.
Yeah. WTF moment it would have been. I don't know if
Yes.
that's still happening, that show. I'm going with Rhea.
I I wanna say this match should main event the show, in my opinion. And I got a little something here.
What you got in there?
Some money in the bank.
You got a contract?
No contract, but someone might interfere and help Liv. Oh my gosh, it's Finn Balor.
The demon.
I think this is going to be the catalyst for Rhea Ripley losing. Finn Balor right over here. Maybe Dom turns on Rhea. Maybe they drag it out to Berlin. Liv is keeping the title because, first of all, they're teasing the split. There's no more climactic way to do it than to have Finn Balor side with Liv. All the hints we've been getting, the room key, all the hints of them walking by each other. Finn Balor is gonna screw Rhea Ripley at this show, and if my booking is correct, which I think it is, Rhea Ripley at Bad Blood. Fitting name for this feud. Rhea Ripley can't stand Liv Morgan. Right? There's some bad blood there. She's gonna take that title. I think they drag this out and Liv wins.
And Dom, you think he stays or he turns on Rhea?
So that's the thing. If they want to do another match in Berlin, I think it's gonna be the Becky situation where he like unintentionally helps Liv win.
Does the Judgment Day split? Does Finn and Liv get JD? And where does Carlito go?
I I think if this is headlining like I'd like it to be, like I said in my booking video, I think there's a complete Sami Zayn turning on Roman Reigns type of angle at the end of the show where Dominic has to make a decision and maybe he sides with Rhea, maybe he sides with the Liv. That is my prediction.
And if he sides with Rhea, he might get cheered for the first time in a long time.
And people didn't like him when he was a baby face with Rey Mysterio. He wasn't that good. This might be the most cheers he's ever gotten. Period.
All right.
I'm gonna
Okay.
set Finney aside
So
for a
you
bit.
you think Liv and I think Rhea. So we're different on that one.
This is
Um,
good. This is good content. We're so different.
I think I think that, like, even if Rhea wins, I think there still could be a turn.
Yeah.
Right. I think there still could be a turn. All right. So Bailey versus, I forgot about this match. Bailey versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax, because she won Queen of the Ring, so she was allowed to get a championship match at SummerSlam, and Bailey's the champion. Bailey hasn't had the greatest reign with this
Yeah.
title written for her.
She had like that classic with Io, and then it was just
Yeah.
down to like
So
literally diminishing because Io is like here, Backlash 3-way, Piper Niven. Now it's going up a bit, I guess.
so if Nia wins and becomes the champion, then that's gonna drive a wedge between her and the Money in the Bank winner, the Barbie, what
Tiffany
Tiffany
Stratton.
Stratton, Timmy
Yeah.
Time. Um, if Bailey retains, then there's not going to be any tension between the two of them. So I don't know like how long they're planning on keeping the Money in the Bank on and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know who to pick. I'm gonna go with Naya. I'm gonna go with Naya because I think it'll do something with the storyline with the Money in the Bank.
Yep. Speaking of Money in the Bank, I will bring that up.
And
So,
I don't think Tiffy's gonna cash in.
yes, and there are two scenarios I can see. If Tiffany gets the briefcase, which I think is going to happen, my prediction is Bailey to retain because Tiffany accidentally messes it up for Nia,
Mm.
sowing the dissension. But if Tiffany doesn't get a new briefcase, I think Nia Jax wins. They're celebrating, and then Tiffany Stratton turns on Nia right at that moment and cashes in two SummerSlam women's cash-ins in a row and goes down. So I'm gonna go Bailey though because that's what I think is gonna happen. A new briefcase is gonna come out. That's my prediction.
I think if Naya wins, then every time Naya has a match, Tiffy is there because they're friends, and Naya could kind of just keep looking over her shoulder, like, is she gonna cash in on me? Is she? Oh no, no, I'm not gonna. But she kind of hints at doing it, and they could kind of prolong it a little bit more. So I think that's why I think I'm going the way I'm going.
I think actually in this case, my prediction for what's gonna happen, I want your result more. I think that'd be better.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian going in as champ.
El Campeon.
What do you think?
I think
Does what you think and what you want? I'm sure are two different things.
they are not.
Oh,
I think Damian Priest retains,
oh,
and I think Gunther. I, okay, listen. I want Damian to hold it. I think Finn Balor, Damian, at Bad Blood. A lot of matches for Bad Blood. I know, but it fits a lot of the feuds. I think if I was booking it, I would have Finn beat Damien for the title. I think that would be more dramatic. What that's what I want. What I think is gonna happen. Gunther loses here. They got a show in Berlin. He is gonna be over there. He's been that's where he did all the independent shows. They wouldn't book that show if there wasn't a reason. Just like Drew McIntyre in Scotland, except this time Gunther's gonna win the title there. So I think they waited a few weeks and have Gunther get it there.
okay. Well, my thinking somewhat almost runs perpendicular to yours. I think that Gunther's going to win. I would love Damien to win, but I think Gunther's going to win. Again, same reasoning as you. Berlin is coming up, but instead of winning at Berlin, I think he's going to go into Berlin as champion. Um, I know they already had like all these meet and greets with him beforehand set up. So I think like at the meet and greets, him being the champion just makes more business sense. Because so I think him being champ going into the show, they also had him as really dominant. There's only been three people who've beaten him. Was it three? It was Braun
Il-
Breaker, Sammy, and
Ilya
Ilya
Dragunov.
Dragunov, right? So they're the only three people that have ever beaten him. So I don't, I don't, I love Damien and I want him to win, but I don't, I think that they're like selling the whole thing that only these three people have beaten him for a reason. Um, so I think that he's going to win and Damian Priest is going to lose his belt. And I think that especially if what you said happens and Rhea doesn't win and Finn turns in that last match, and maybe it's Finn and Damien who are going to try and help Rhea. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. I gotta hold the
Yeah.
demon while I talk about him. If you do that, Finn, I think that's gonna add more to the story of Finn versus Damien because Damien's gonna also have lost his belt, and maybe Finn's just not gonna care, and he's gonna be pretty happy that he lost his belt. So yeah. Okay, and now you can put Finn away. We're on the final match of the night, which I also think the women should go on last. So who knows when
The
this is in
Rhea
the card?
Ripley one. Yeah.
Um, Cody Rhodes versus Solo for the
Solo.
undisputed championship. Cody Rhodes going in as champion.
Yep. Should we 3, 2, 1 this?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Cody
Cody
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
And I think Roman returns afterwards.
Oh, so you think he returns at the end?
The-
There are rumors that The Rock might return too.
That okay. I told you about this earlier. Money in the Bank 2021. Edge and Roman for the title. They overbooked the ending. Seth Rollins came out to make Edge lose, setting up their match. And then Cena came out after to confront Roman, setting up their match. So I can see Roman coming in to make Solo lose, setting up their match, and then The Rock coming out to confront Cody, setting up their match. That scenario though, that is like a 5% possible probably scenario.
What I like about this match is that as long as Roman, The Rock, or both of them show up, it's going to be amazing. Nothing about this storyline that is centered on Cody is amazing. Cody on his own has not been booked very well, in my opinion, as a champion.
Yes.
And anything that we fantasy book or we plan or anything like that always has something to do with the bloodline and Roman and The Rock. And I wish that they would give Cody his own storyline of some sort. And I know that you've had some ideas about this in some of your booking videos.
Could I plug?
And yeah, and I think that your idea with the Randy Orton.
Yeah, Bad Blood with Cody beating him and then Randy turning on him in front of his family.
So I think like I hope like I think Cody's going to retain, and I hope that once he retains, they can move him away from the bloodline story a little bit. I know that your prediction of The Rock setting up a match with Cody wouldn't quite be the same, him
That
moving away, but that would also be good because again, the way that they're booking the bloodline and doing the bloodline story is the main event, and it doesn't need the belt. So Cody's got the belt. Let him do stuff over here with the belt and have his own story. That's exciting to make it a better show because SmackDown hasn't been the best show to watch
so,
lately.
SmackDown is the worst show out of the major three, being Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown. And the sad thing is, until Mania this year, it was my favorite show. And then, boom, right after, it fell off.
Yeah.
And
And today's Raw wasn't great. The last few Raws have been good, and the last few Dynamites have been really good.
yeah, and another thing I want to add, I don't think The Rock is going to show up at SummerSlam. I think it's Roman Reigns after the match, comes out, takes the lei off of Solo, walks up the ramp. Heyman comes out, acknowledges him, statement made. And if I were to go even further, like my Bad Blood video, I would have Solo beat Roman clean because dude doesn't really have any momentum. You know what he did to Cena? How he like spiked him a million times? Do something like that. Put him over massively because he kind of needs it. And then you do Bloodline War Games. That is where I see the story going.
All right. Well, I'm excited about SummerSlam.
I am too.
I think it's going to be a good show.
SummerSlam.
think it's going to be a nice, good card. A lot of championship matches. Not going to be too long. Um, I
This
want to
guy.
watch it on delay. Somebody doesn't want to watch it on a little bit of delay because I like to forward the commercials. They have so many commercials and so many promos between the matches. Whereas AEW, man, you got to pause it if you got to go to the bathroom. But with the WWE pay per views, you got lots of time to go. So, I don't know. We'll see.
It's
It'll be good though.
it's a big for show.
Yeah.
We should watch it.
Yeah. Well, we'll watch the whole thing. I just want to forward some of those videos and ads that they show. Well, while they're showing ads and they just show us the same videos over and over again.
Yeah.
I want to wrestling, 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 wrestling.
Wrestle.
Match, next match, next match, next match.
You wanna wrestle?
So who do you think is going to have the longest entrance time wise?
The longest entrance. So that could be Roman Reigns, but he might have to make a fast
Out of
one.
out of the competitors on the card.
Okay, I was gonna say he might have to make a fast one if Cody's getting his
Yeah,
butt
no. Out of
kicked.
the current competitors on the card, who has the longest time wise entrance?
The longest entrance, I'm gonna go CM Punk. Because he's gonna run that way, be like, yo, run that way. Hey, go on the stage, do the. It's clobbering time. And then finally he walks down slowly. That is CM Punk.
I think it's going to be Cody. I think he's going to sign a bunch of autographs, do a lot of whoa and stuff on there. Okay, so now who do you think is going to have like the entrance, the like best entrance that has all of the stuff?
This depends on who's main eventing. If it's Rhea and Liv, I think Rhea Ripley's gonna have some crazy badass entrance. And then you always gotta put Seth Rollins in that conversation,
But he's just a
but
ref.
he's a ref.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Damian Priest is going to have a big deal entrance because I think he is not going to retain and, kind of like a good like farewell to the champion with the nice big entrance.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Is he gonna do the shooting thing that
I,
you like a lot?
other than the possibility of The Rock and or Roman coming, any other surprise appearances, any other people returning or showing up?
For returns, since The Miz is the host, perhaps we want to run back Snoop Dogg versus The Miz. I think that was a really good match at WrestleMania 39. Maybe Shane McMahon doesn't have to come
Snoop
out
Dogg's at the Olympics right
and
now.
tear his quads.
He's at the Olympics right now, though.
Yeah, in all seriousness, though, let's see. Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. Maybe Ilya could run in, but that is unlikely. Logan Paul and LA Knight. I don't know. Maybe this guy shows up.
Mm.
But to set up a crown jewel match with Logan Paul, because they're probably gonna do
Or
that.
Berlin.
I don't think Logan Paul's Berlin to
No.
me personally. But any other ones, I'll see the matches.
I think Jay will show up when Sammy's getting beaten up by the Judgment Day.
I don't think he's gonna get beaten up by the Judgment Day, so that's not my prediction. For
Think
me,
Charlotte will be returning?
I don't know. I'm not too excited to see Charlotte come back unless it's like a different gimmick than the one she's had for how many years.
Maybe she stops Tiffy time from cashing in.
Uh, to me, it would be more interesting for Charlotte if she did something with Andrade and they both had a chip on their shoulder, or, because that's like a different thing.
Mm.
For for the women's title matches, I don't see anything in Nia versus Bailey. Any returns? Nothing for Liv and Rhea. You could have Becky come back because she doesn't like both of them, but that would seem kind of out of the blue.
I think I'd say most likely return is Roman. Second is Cena. Um, and then I think third would, I guess the Rock would be third. If you don't count, well, maybe Jay.
You know why? Because he's the final boss.
I don't know. They just love yeeting and they love selling yeet merchandise.
Is Jay a return though? Because he
Yeah,
was.
it's not a return, just like showing up, but a return. Number one Roman, number two Cena, number three The Rock. That's how I'm going. I don't have any women on my mind that might other than, but I don't know if Charlotte's ready yet. So
Um,
well, I'm excited about the show.
Me
Looking
too.
forward to it.
SummerSlam.
Yeah,
And oh look, there's a picture from the last time I was there with the Johnny Gargano
and the one above with Shayna Baszler and
and Adam Cole,
David.
baby. Yeah,
And here's you with Roman.
yeah.
Where's Shinsuke at?
Shinsuke is
I'm
right
pointing
over
to you.
there. Yep, right over
Mm,
there.
all right. Okay.
Uh,
Well, thanks for watching.
thanks. This has been Supraxis, and
Piledriver.
I hope you have a nice day and acknowledge us.
I'll do it like you know how they do it like this when they're sitting.
Yeah.
This is when they're standing. This is when they're sitting.
Or Jacob Fatu.
Or what was that thing that what were they doing like this today?
Oh, damage
Damage
control.
control.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're doing
We don't got the kanji though.
something on their
Yeah.
faces. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone obviously told them to do that.
Yep. With the kanji too.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thank you. Have a nice one.